What's going on, dudes and dudettes? So try to get through this video as soon as possible just so I can end the video off talking about USC's recruiting so far, this early signing period that's happened since Wednesday excuse me, until today. So talk about that, highlight that real quick at the end, but want more time for that, so let's go real quick. So Joey Bosa and Keenan Allen of the Chargers were both named Pro Bowl starters. It's really cool, but all that means is if you made it to the Pro Bowl, it means you're not playing in the Super Bowl, which obviously sucks. So if you were to lead the nation in that many Pro Bowl plays, then probably not that good or have that many Super Bowl wins, in my opinion. But also, excuse me, the defensive end Melvin Ingram and the fullback Derek Watt of the Chargers also made alternates. So in case there's an injury at some point with any of the guys who are starters right now, they'll be the first guys to make it into the game. It's pretty cool for them. They deserve the recognition for their position. And then also, surprisingly, a guy who was maybe snubbed was Austin Eckler, the running back for the Chargers, who basically dominated the first 4 to 5 games when Melvin Gordon was not there, and then has been pretty consistent and had a huge game against Jacksonville as well. Remember the game where he went over 100 receiving and rushing as well, but he still didn't get it. But it really kind of just helps his free agency, which also sucks for the Chargers because then now they're probably going to have to pay up more to keep him instead of getting him on a good deal. And he's probably going to make a lot more money somewhere else because people are going to be enamored by a running back who get him that many points. And then also, sadly, for the Lakers family, Joanne Buss, the wife of ex-director of operations or owner Jerry Buss, who passed away, I believe, in 2013. His wife sadly passed away also the other day. So a lot of the family is owning and running the Lakers organization right now. So I'm sure they're feeling it. But yes, congrats on a historic career as the Lakers in the Lakers organization, and hopefully you're in a great place right now. Then also Talen Horton-Tucker, the rookie for the Lakers. He's in the G League right now with the South Bay Lakers, but he had probably one of his best games that stood out to me most recently, where he had, I believe it was 33 points, 9 assists, 7 rebounds, and 5 steals. It's really good, but maybe they'll see if they're going to bring him up to the main roster and let him play. We'll see. We'll have to wait. Then onto some Duke basketball news real quick. So before the game against Wofford on Thursday, Trey Jones was ruled out. Coach K said if it was a regular ACC game, then he would have played. But just the fact that it was against Wofford, and it's a team that you're most likely should beat, even though Wofford last week beat North Carolina, but North Carolina sucks, obviously. We all know that. But yes, speaking of the Duke versus Wofford game, Duke did beat them. I believe the score was 86-57. So I don't know how North Carolina, who's so powerful, can't even beat a Wofford team. But yeah, also Joey Baker went off, the second-year guard slash small forward for Duke. I always wanted him to get more playing time, but with so many stars, he was always relegated to just barely coming off the bench late in games. But I'm glad he's getting a lot more playing time as of right now. Too bad it's because of injuries, which you don't like on your team, but he is showing he could score. I think he had a career high 22 points last night as well, which he should have against a crappy team. And as long as he chips in like 10 to 15 points against the other better teams, then there's nothing more you could really ask for, especially a guy coming that far off the bench. And right now he's hot, so hopefully Coach K rides him, but Coach K is always very stingy on the amount of players he plays. Then Michael Pittman Jr. got another recognition. So the Associated Press named him a second-team All-American, which is awesome. Pretty sure it's been a while since a pretty good USC player at least made that stuff. Probably since O'Dory Jackson, Juju Smith. So that's been a couple years. So I'm glad at least somebody was able to, and hopefully it helps his draft stock as well, as I always mention. Then Austin Jackson, the offensive tackle for USC, says as of right now he's preparing for the bowl game against Iowa. He's not really thinking about joining the NFL draft after the game because he still has one more year of eligibility left to be a senior, but he is being ranked and mocked in the first and second round. So I just think it might be beneficial for him and could help USC also in the future to be able to have more scholarships going into next season, because as of right now, they are very limited. This is why this class that they signed the past couple days looks the way it is. But Helton did say there's probably going to be some surprises coming soon when February rolls around with the bowl games, like the all-star games that they have. So hopefully we get a couple more guys who are really good. That's what I'm hoping for. But speaking of national, or you know what, I got a little bit ahead of myself. So Graham Harrell, the offensive coordinator, who was pretty much a late hire last year, but did so well for USC. They ranked probably like 80 to 90th before he got there offensively, but I think they were top 15 this year, which is awesome. So of course, luckily USC was able to give him a 3-year extension on his contract. I know University of Texas, those efforts were trying to get him to go over there for the same position, but luckily he stayed with us, and I kind of knew he wasn't probably going to go that way because he went to Texas Tech, and Texas is obviously a rival of Texas Tech, so I kind of think that's why he didn't want to go. He's probably waiting till the Texas Tech head coach opening happens, so I prefer for him to leave for a head coaching job instead of another offensive coordinator. Might as well stay USC. Have a lot of great playmakers, especially guys coming back next year who will be healthy, so there's nothing really wrong with USC right now. So USC National Signing Day, we got Caden Steven, another offensive tackle, and Andres Duwerk, offensive tackle, Joshua Jackson Jr., one of the 4-star guys that we got. Everybody else is a 3-star except 2 4-stars, but this is one of the 4 stars in a wide receiver, Joshua Jackson Jr. Jamar Sakona, another defensive tackle, but 3-star. Cortland Ford, Kobe Pepe, who should be a 4-star. He's really good. His team won the high school championship, all of California and the country. So Parker Lewis, one of the top kickers in the nation. The Trojans were able to secure him up for the next couple years. Then Tuli Pulotu, he's the brother of Marlon Tulipulotu, who's at the same position on the defensive line right now at USC, but he's been there a couple years, and so luckily we were able to get his brother, so great to have him in the family. Then Andrew Milik, another offensive tackle. Jonah Monham, another offensive tackle, who's the other 4-star I mentioned. So good to have a couple of those guys. And then Casey Collier, another offensive tackle for USC. Now, with all those guys, USC nationally ranked 78th, which a lot of people think is horrible. And they were ranked 12th in the Pac-12. And Helton says it's still a very good thing, a very good guys that they got, quality guys they needed to get bigger on the offensive line and defensive line. That's how you win games in college football, and a lot of those guys that I mentioned average 6'5", 6'7", and 250 to almost over 300 pounds. So I don't know why people are upset. I know they missed out on a couple talents like Justin Flo, who they're really high on, or Kayvon Thibodeau last year, but I think they still have a chance at Gary Bryant Jr., the guy out here from Corona Centennial. Maybe Dorian Green-Warren, the quarterback from Auburn, who both 4-star guys who could help out the rankings a bit, but because it's a limited class and they don't know how many guys are leaving for the NFL as well, you can't really go too crazy to sign all these guys. So hopefully we'll find out a better picture after next week's game. And then there's a weird story that came out that DJ Uiagalelei, the quarterback for St. John Bosco, who recently won everything in high school, that he came out with a story saying he wasn't recruited by USC, but it's kind of obvious because USC had a commitment from Bryce Young, the quarterback, for so long until he flipped to Alabama, and there was really no reason to really recruit anybody as long as you had that top guy from California. And I understand they came late in the process, as he mentioned, but of course you can't get everybody, and I still think Bryce Young is a better quarterback than he was, or even CJ Stroud, a better future in my opinion, but that's just the way I see it. This is really a non-story to me. It's just dumb BS. But thanks for watching, people. Like and subscribe. Comment down below. Let me know what y'all think. And have a great rest of your day.